Today we're going to be talking about God's kingdom. Communist or absolute monarchy? Hey, what's up my fellow YouTubers? Grant, otherwise known as Mr. Octopi here, and I'm bringing you another Black Ops 2 commentary. And my kitty back there is kind of squirming around. You can't see him, but let me tell you something. He does not want me to be talking right now. And let me tell you something, kitty. I'm freaking sorry, but I gotta do a commentary. This square's squeaking. Let's get into this thing. Alright, so I'm not the biggest religion person. I'm not the biggest church person, like in general. That's just not really my thing. I mean, yeah, cool. I have no idea. Like, I'm not gonna tell you God exists or God doesn't exist. Nobody knows that. Well, no human knows. I mean, as far as we know, all the aliens out there know, but we don't know. Anybody on this planet doesn't know. To our best ability, any human. So, I'm not gonna tell you right from wrong and that sort of thing. But my opinion, the idea of a big man in the sky with a big white beard doesn't exactly appeal to my mind very much. So I'm not big on that kind of idea. I'm more of a science dude. No, I mean, there's some weird things out there. Even with God, you can't explain how anything started. I mean, something coming from nothing. I mean, I know energy can be created from nothing as long as it's instantly returned. Almost instantly returned. So there's like there's so many like string theory out there, and there's just a bunch of different things trying to explain all the answers. And if we ever do explain all the answers, or most of them, it'll take a long time. But let me tell you something. Science for me is the way to go. But I still like indulging in some of the kind of religious aspects of humanity, because that is probably one of the biggest things. It causes the most wars, causes the most conflicts, causes the most charity, causes the most discussion, it causes the most arguments, everything. I mean, it's a big thing. I mean, it's kind of dying down now. Now that people are thinking, wait, okay, there's religion here, and the only reason that I'm supposed to believe in this is because a book was apparently written, and I follow that, and that, like, I still don't get why people believe in religion. I mean, there are a few theories behind why religion started. Maybe, I mean, if you don't like this, whatever, but there's a possibility maybe, like, aliens came here. I mean, to deny the existence of aliens is pretty stupid. They obviously exist. I mean, if we exist, that's the evidence that they exist. There are 400 billion plus other galaxies up there, and we have, in our own galaxy, 400 billion plus solar systems or crap. I don't know how many, just a lot. So, if we exist, aliens exist. Question is whether they came here. Think about it. If you were just kind of sitting here, and you didn't know anything about, technology, you were a caveman, and some super powerful things come in spaceships and have like laser guns, and they're like, they solved immortality, and they're all like beautiful because they solved whatever. They have like robots following them. They have these huge spacecrafts and magic. Wouldn't you think it's magic, and they're powerful, and they're gods? Doesn't that seem like a god, flying around? All the gods, are immortal. They're all, like, completely beautiful. They all I mean, it seems logical, I guess. It's a possibility. Nobody knows. But that could be one root of it. Maybe somebody just felt like thinking it up. Maybe God actually does exist. Maybe all the Roman gods exist too. Or maybe they're just thought up and our God exists. Or who the heck knows? But it's cool to think about that kind of stuff and talk about it. But I was kind of thinking, what kind of kingdom is God's kingdom? We're talking about, like, Christianity here, because I was brought up in a Christian place, and I'm like, screw Christianity, and I got away from that, so I stopped going to church. But that's beside the point. I was thinking, I mean, I guess this goes for any religion with one God, or even multiple gods, but think about it. I mean, democracy? I don't get to elect my God. I can't be like, hey, I want my neighbor over here to be my God. Screw this crap, I don't like the way I'm being governed. No, you can't do that. The God is seriously, God is a totalitarian dictator. That's what he is. It may seem bad, but that's what he is. He has absolute power, and he's the only one in control. He controls everybody. Whatever he says goes. That's just the way it works. He's a dictator. So God is a dictator. Okay, we got that out of the way. No democracy, no that kind of stuff. No elections, no, you know, freedom and personal rights, or I don't know, whatever goes along with that. So dictatorship. Question is, left or right? I mean, I was thinking maybe fascism, but fascism and a monarchy, they're kind of similar. In the comments, let me know if they're different. But I mean, fascism, like monarchy is more bloodline, right? Fascism's a recent thing. That was with like World War II. I think the Italians came up with that. I forget the guy's name, but he was the leader of Italy, and then he kind of joined with Hitler, and like they were all fascist countries. Japan, that kind of stuff. I think it's more of a recent thing, and it's more like one guy taking over, and then the monarchy's kind of like a bloodline and just going through and kings and stuff like that. So there's that absolute monarchy, because there's no parliament in God's kingdom, so it's going to be an absolute monarchy, or communist. Because communist, you have, you know, you'd have the Stalin or something, and he'd be the dictator, totalitarian dictator. But the question is, does God allow, does his kingdom, his government, allow for private ownership, or is it a collectivization kind of communist public ownership? Like, you know, is our Earth, because apparently we were like created as light and that kind of stuff, and like the Earth is his and something like that. So when he created this, does he own it? Or do we own it and we have private ownership of it, like people own certain parts of the Earth? Like, what does he allow? What do you guys think? Because I'm not really sure. I mean, the monarchy, I think a monarchy makes more sense, because I think we're allowed private ownership of this kind of stuff. But I'm not sure if in the Bible it says somewhere, you know, God owns everything and humans are just borrowing from nature kind of thing. It probably does a lot, but I'm not sure. So, what do you guys think? I mean, communist? Is he more of a communist dude? In that case, he'd be freaking ahead of his time. I mean, communism is more of a recent thing in, you know, the 1900s. It wasn't way back when in BC. So, I guess that guy felt like making a communist state, and then, you know, what was his name? It wasn't Stalin. God, I'm thinking way too hard on this. Somebody comes up with communism and says, hey, let's just go with what God did over here and make it our own, you know, government or something. That's probably not how it worked out. But communism or monarchy, I think that's a reasonable kind of way to look at it. It's one of the other. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. I'm leaning towards a monarchy. And it's just kind of cool to think about stuff like that. I was asking a few guys. Monarchy was usually like the main thing that went down. It's alright, yeah, you know, he goes down by the bloodline. And even though there's like, you know, he's dictator for life, but apparently he's immortal, so I guess life is a long time. But the SFE's gone to be like Jesus then, and that kind of deal. So, monarchy, you're under a monarchy and you have no say in things. Woo! And that's how it is. So, hopefully you enjoyed the commentary. I felt like getting that out of here, just because I'm like, hey, you know, I want to know how I'm governed. Or not governed, and other people think they're governed. I don't know how it works. There you go. So Grant, otherwise known as Mr. Octopi, have a great day. Rate, comment, subscribe if you really do feel like it. Let me know how you feel about this topic. If you want to punch me in the face because I'm like disbanding religion or making fun of it or something, I don't really care. Just let me know. And yep, see you guys later. Signing out.